Good morning, Mr. Seyi Babatunde. It is a pleasure to interview you today here at Office Space Coworking Space. So I have a few questions for you just to let us get to know more about Office Space Coworking Space and also to know you a bit more, the visionary behind Office Space Coworking Space, particularly here in Lusaka, Zambia. So what is Office Space Coworking Space?
So thank you very much. Office Space is a Pan-African workspace for entrepreneurs, companies that are trying to spread across Africa, businesses and bigger and smaller companies that are trying to get simple infrastructure to work, simple space to work, be it private space, shared space, and conference rooms, as well as shared desk. Okay, so that is basically the kind of service that we provide.
So how do you help businesses, as you've mentioned, really achieve that vision, that idea they have of profitability, of sustainability?
So we help businesses by providing some of these workspace for them. We also help businesses by providing what we call advice for Pan-African expansion. Okay, we also help business to give them by giving them simple office infrastructure, and by office infrastructure I mean private service offices. I mean boardroom to pitch their investor, give them internet to work among others. So basically that is how we help the entrepreneur to up their game in terms of doing business and working within the space that we provide.
One thing I do appreciate about co-office spaces is the aspect of being cost effective.
Okay.
You as a business, when you're starting out, like you mentioned, there are those pillars that are main challenges that businesses face, and cost effectiveness with co-working spaces actually helps a number of businesses address those issues. So maybe you could share with us the importance. For instance, one of those cost-effective measures is virtual offices, which is a relatively new concept. Could you explain deeper?
Okay, so virtual office, so the word virtual means not existing, okay, or in the air, basically. I mean, you have in the tech space, we have what we call virtual reality. What doesn't exist, but it's actually existing in. So for instance, for a startup that doesn't have huge resources to rent an office because of the fact that the rent might be too costly and the lease agreement could be like 5 years, 3 years, and all that. So why not come to an environment like office space to get a virtual space? So what virtual space just affords you is that you have an address, you have a physical address, and sometimes if you have a client, you could possibly come to the boardroom or the meeting room or even a private space to meet your client. Some business cannot be, yes, it's important that sometimes we have working from home. A lot of young entrepreneurs work from home and all that, but clients will not come to your bedroom or to your sitting room and give you money. Sometimes they want to meet you in an office. So we provide a very prestigious office environment. It could be virtual, but at least when you need to meet your client, you come use our meeting room, come use our boardroom. Yes, another argument most people say, okay, I can meet my client in a coffee shop. There are certain kind of money that you won't get in a coffee shop. I mean, if I'm going to you want to sell a property to me, and you're taking me to the coffee shop, and the property is worth, let's say, the property that is worth $15,000, for instance, just for the sake of example. So I won't go to a coffee shop to give you that kind of money. But I can easily meet you in a private space, in a meeting room, in a virtual space because you're a member of a virtual space. So what a virtual space does gives you an address, gives you some time, some free time to come work in our space. It also gives you opportunity to really interact with some of the people, even the people that are using our private service space, our private team space. You could have that opportunity to meet with them.
Okay, so where is Office Space located in Lusaka?
So there are few iconic buildings in Lusaka, and one major one that anybody can easily locate is Sunshine Tower. So we are located at first floor Sunshine Tower, just close to the Radisson Blue and Monungushi Conference Center. Not too far, of course, not too far from the East Park Mall. So you can't once you get to East Park Mall, you definitely can't mix where Sunshine Tower is. We are located at the first floor, and of course, we also have some expansion at the other floors within the Sunshine Tower.
I know now we're talking about location, and you mentioned something about other countries, and in the logo, it's Pan African co-working spaces. Correct. So where exactly in other African countries are you located?
So we've been blessed enough to have started small and expand gradually. For instance, we started in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're in Lagos, you could easily locate our office in Allen Avenue. Just maximum 10 minutes. Yes, there's a lot of traffic in Lagos, but maximum 7 to 10 minutes to the international airports. Allen Avenue is a very popular central business district in Lagos, Nigeria. Also in Kenya, Westland is one of the major. Westland is the premium space, premium environment for international companies in Nairobi. So we are located in Westland, One African Building, in Westland, Wayaki Way at Westland in Nairobi, Kenya. And for Rwanda, we're located at Kigali Heights. So Kigali Heights is directly in front of the Kigali International Conference Center. You notice I keep mentioning some iconic spaces. The essence is that we want to create an environment where even if you don't have money, you should be able to have some luxury to get the money you need. So, for instance, Kigali International Convention Center is a prestigious environment in Rwanda. So our office is directly opposite or adjacent to Kigali Convention Center. Okay, it's called Kigali Heights. We're located at fourth floor in Kigali Heights. Okay, East Wing specifically. So for now, those are the ones that we can easily share. Others are still in the works. Yes, of course, we're Ghana, we're Uganda, and Accra. But those one have a separate kind of business that we do. We haven't opened the private space for people to come and work here. But there's another kind of office space that we also do there in those spaces.
Okay, getting back to Lusaka, one of your signature looks that I appreciate a lot is the windows. You have a lot of windows, a lot of lights entering the rooms. What inspired you to do that and keep all these windows and getting more light into the office?
Okay, so Zambians basically love nature, and everybody wants to have a feel of the skyline, for instance. Okay, so for our space at, for instance, our conference room in Lusaka, we believe that while you're enjoying your presentation, you should also, without distraction, you should also have a feel of what the skyline of Lusaka looks like.
As we wind up on this really short interview, what are your closing remarks?
So my closing remark is for entrepreneurs to think Pan-African. Like it's easier for you to see companies going global, and those companies are from Europe, are from America. Okay, it's not bad if African companies start thinking Pan-African. I think to start with, even if you're not going to Europe, start thinking Pan-African. Start thinking of, okay, if I'm in Zambia, do people in Zimbabwe need my service? Do people in Lesotho need my service? Do people in Nairobi need my service? And I know that it's easier to have excuse that money, infrastructure is one of the reasons why we don't want to go Pan-African. So Office Space is trying to give you that enablement to go Pan-African by creating, that building infrastructure, okay, where you can meet your clients, where you can have a team meeting, among others. So everybody, every client, every entrepreneur needs to start looking at going Pan-Africa. And the reason why we are thinking in this direction is because if you check the GDP or if you check the trade partners of Zambia, for instance, the first three is never Africa. If you check the trading partner for Nigeria, the first five actually is never any African country. Okay, the first four are never African country. If you check trading partner for with Rwanda, the first three is never African country. Does that mean that we don't have African countries that can actually do some of those trades? Okay, that some of those trading relationship that some of our countries go out there to partner with a foreign company. Okay, I am not advocating just at all costs you must trade with Africa, but what I'm advocating is we should try to look inward. What other partners can we have in Africa for anybody to set up this space? In as much as we try to look inward, we try to look for Zambians doing furniture. There was some furniture we couldn't find in Zambia. We had to go to South Africa, and because it's South Africa, it's close by. I mean, to get in furniture from the border is easy. You don't pay VAT and all that because it's within the SADC region. So those are the kind of things that I want entrepreneurs to start looking at. How can you get another business to the next level by going to Africa?
Okay, that's a very encouraging statement, actually. Very mind-opening. Thank you so much, Mr. Seyi Babatunde.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to interview and have chats with you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our next conversation. I hope the audience will again be a fly on the wall. Okay, so thanks for coming through. Have a good day.
Thank you.